The story of Stanford. The story begins like this. We could see the lady in a faded dress and her husband, dressed in a homespun suit, walked in timidly without an appointment into the Harvard University president's outer office. So we could see a husband and a wife moving into the Harvard University to meet the president. The secretary could tell in a moment that such backwoods country hicks had no business at Harvard and probably didn't even deserve to be in Harvard. So you could see the secretary himself, or probably might be herself, could tell in a moment that such backwoods, like people from countryside, okay, had no business to be coming and walking into the Harvard University, and properly they didn't even deserve to be in the Harvard. So this is what actually she felt when she saw the two couple walking in. "We want to see the president," the man said softly. "He'll be busy all day," the secretary snapped. "We'll wait," the lady replied. So this is how it goes. Actually, they went and said to the secretary, actually the man in a very soft voice, he was saying to the secretary that they wanted to see the president. But see how nicely the secretary was snapping them back. He'll be busy all day. He has no time to, meet people. So this is what is a vague reply given by the secretary. But the lady replied, "We'll wait. We'll wait, and whenever he is finding time, let us meet him." This is what her reply was. For hours, the secretary ignored them, hoping that the couple would finally become discouraged and go away. So what happened is, for hours together, the secretary made them to wait, so that after waiting, they'll get irritated, they'll get frustrated, they'll get discouraged, and they'll go away. So this lady made them wait for long hours, but they didn't. They didn't move from the place. They were just waiting there, and the secretary grew frustrated and finally decided to disturb the president. So what happened? They didn't get frustrated. Only the secretary got irritated by seeing the couple waiting for a long time. And so finally she decided that she has to go and disturb the president and tell him that so and so a couple aged like so much is waiting for a long time to meet him. So this is what finally her decision was, and so she made the president meet the couple, or we can even say she made the couple meet the president. So this happened. "Maybe if you see them for a few minutes, they'll leave," she said to him. The president, stern-faced and with dignity, strutted toward the couple. "So maybe if you see them, they will leave." When she said, "Okay, what to do? I have to go and meet him." So the president had a stern face and he strutted toward the couple. The lady told him, "We had a son who attended Harvard for 1 year. He loved Harvard." So very beautifully she started. She said, very clearly she said they had a son who attended Harvard for 1 year, and her son loved this Harvard University so much. He was happy here, but about a year ago he was accidentally killed. He was so happy here in this place, but unfortunately before a year he was accidentally killed. My husband and I would like to erect a memorial to him somewhere on campus." So very clearly she said one little word, that they wanted to erect a memorial, okay, for their loved son somewhere on the campus. This is the only one request they told to the president. The president wasn't touched. He was shocked. "Madam," he said gruffly, "we can't put up a statue for every person who attended Harvard and died." So he said, very sorry, he was shocked. and said we cannot put up a person's statue everywhere here and there just because he attended Harvard. We cannot do that. Better remove that idea from yourself. We If we did, this place would look like a cemetery. So we cannot be making Harvard into a cemetery. So better be moving away from this place, he says. Oh no, the lady explained quickly. We don't want to erect a statue. We thought we would like to give a building to Harvard. So he said, no, no, we actually, statue in the sense is not a statue. We would like to offer something in the name of our son to this wonderful university. We would like to give a building for you. Okay. So we would like to erect a building, this Harvard University in the name of my son. The president rolled his eyes. He glanced at the gingham dress and homespun suit and then exclaimed, a building? Do you have any earthly idea how much a building costs? What? What do you say? He laughed at these people. The president started laughing and said, you know how much a building would cost? And it's not an easy thing. And people like you, okay, homespun suit and all you have, you don't look like richy rich. So how is that possible? We have over $7.5 million in the physical buildings here at Harvard. So he says $7.5 million we spend for one physical building over here at Harvard, and it is not an easy task. So better move from here. This is what he was trying to say to the couple. For a moment, the lady was silent. The president was pleased. Maybe he could get rid of them now. So actually, now the lady didn't talk anything. So he thought that okay, fine, these people will move away. No more they are going to irritate him. So this is the only thought he had in his mind. The lady turned to her husband and said quietly, "Is that all it costs to start a building? Oh my goodness, only this much money they need to build a building over here, and it only costs so much to start a university. Why don't we just start our own?" So how simply she said one question, this much only it costs. Now why should we come and erect a building here in Harvard? Let us start a building, and let us erect a building, and let us start a own university. This is how the hint for her came in her mind. Her husband nodded. The president's face wilted in confusion and bewilderment. Mr. and Mrs. Leland Stafford got up and walked away, traveling to Palo Alto, California, where they established the university that bears their name, Stanford University, a memorial to a son that Harvard no longer cared about. So, this is how this Stanford University came into the picture. Immediately they raised up, both of them got up and they went out. Okay, they were none other than Mr. and Mrs. Lillard Stanford. Okay, they got up and they walked away from that Harvard University. Straight, they traveled to Palo Alto, California, where they established. Immediately, they thought that that kind of thinking came in their mind. So why can't we build a university instead of going and building one building in the Harvard University? Let's have our own university built. And so they built this wonderful university and named it as Stanford University, a memorial to a son that Harvard no longer cared about. So Harvard is not cared about the student who studied in their university, but now that has become another one great predicament for the new university over here, and that is how the story came into the picture. That is how our beautiful university called Stanford University built. So this is a very clear picture of the Stanford University. So very short story and very interesting and a beautiful story. Very impressive, because we could see parents building a. They just wanted to build a memorial, a building. But what happened, that idea has taken into a different shape, and it has given a new opening to just build a building of their own, and that has become and been named as Stanford University. Two couples who erected one statue or one building, and that has become one university for their loved son, and that has become the university today. And that is the story of the Stanford in your second year books. Thank you, student.